Hi everybody! Baz here for another round and another instalment of Pyramid to Premiership. I sounded a bit like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons there, so I do apologise for that. Everybody feeling good? Everybody in copacetic mood today? Well, Forest Green Rovers, while the camera was away, Forest Green Rovers did play, and they triumphed quite handsomely. They had an ancient victory at the New Lawn against Stevenage, who were the visitors in our last match, a 3-0 victory. And it looks as though we may have uncovered a new star, folks. Yes, Gomez Carrera. He came on for a rather fortuitous dip into the first team, purely because we were short of bodies. We didn't have enough manpower, so he was drafted in at the very last minute as a very last-ditch recruit. And he came in the last couple of matches and he has performed miracles. It looks as though we have a guy with pace to burn, so that means our front line really is an electrifyingly fast strike force. Luke James is a whippet, Rhys Murphy's no slouch, and now Gomez Carrera can eat up the pitch like a thoroughbred. He gallops away like a racehorse, and he is a fantastic asset to have, particularly to bring off the bench when opposing defences are rather jaded and are just praying for the final whistle, their little cup of tea and their bed. Anyway, today we entertain Morecambe, hoping to maintain a winning streak. Now, we've played well in the last sort of half and a quarter, half and a second half rather. We got absolutely decimated, as you will recall, against Coventry City at the Rico. Absolutely destroyed in the first half, but managed to recover some sense of dignity and pride in the second half by pulling a goal back and almost equalising. We created so many chances in that second half that it seemed almost a crime that we didn't manage to eke something out of the tie, but we lost 3-1. However, we followed that impetus, we took that impetus on, we showed that confidence against Stevenage. A very barren first half, very few opportunities created, but in the second half we hit effectively on the counter-attack, and Stevenage Borough, are they called Stevenage Borough anymore? I seem to notice that they just seem to go under the name of Stevenage. Perhaps they've changed their name for some reason. Anyway, I will forever know them as Stevenage Borough. Anyway, we did hit them on the counter-attack. They couldn't handle us. Our pace left them absolutely desolate, and they were left running at shadows, and we won 3-0. A very, very comfortable second-half performance after a very tight first half where both teams looked to just sort of spar and joust with each other, not really committing too many men forward. I think both teams realised the significance of not losing the tie. So here we are, another home match against Morecambe. Now, Morecambe are one of those teams that are a bit prickly, a bit fastidious, like to knock the ball long. They've got big Kevin Ellison up front, who's a real handful in the air, and we will need to contend with his aerial prowess today. So I also noticed as well that this is something that I perhaps should have discussed earlier with you, but have any of you who are watching the video ever been to Forest Green? Have you ever ventured as far south as Nailsworth? Have you ever taken a match in at the New Lawn? Because I understand that they are owned by a guy who's a former New Age traveller, and he believes in all that New Age mysticism and hippie stuff. He goes to the summer solstice at Stonehenge and all that sort of stuff. He has beads, he has dream catchers, he has magical pentagrams festooned around the place. And I know, is it quite close to Glastonbury, Strood, Nailsworth? I think they are. So it's kind of that area is enmeshed and haunted and saturated by King Arthur, Camelot, the Round Table, all of that sort of carry on. So Forest Green Rovers are effectively the New Age football club. So every New Age traveller and hippie should be making a beeline for Nailsworth and supporting Forest Green Rovers. But anyway, not only is the owner a bit New Age and I would say enlightened in his philosophy. I mean, he likes to go for an ecosystem. An ecosystem? No, he hasn't established his own ecosystem. Nailsworth is not its own detached ecosystem. It's not like its own biosphere that's separated from the rest of the country. But anyway, as you can see, they're sponsored by Ecotricity. I think they like to consider themselves to be a very environmentally friendly club. I think that's the point that I am groping my way towards making. And the chairman, as part of that bio-friendliness, as part of that bio Is that the correct word? Biophilia? Well, I think we'll just ultimately settle for he is biologically friendly, which makes him sound a bit like a washing up powder. So I do apologise for that as well. Anyway, Forest Green Rovers, I believe, are the first and only vegan football club in the United Kingdom, if not Europe, probably, if not the world. If you know of any other vegan football club that exists in the world, then feel free to comment. Also, if you've ever been to Nailsworth and you've ever taken in a Forest Green game, again, I'd love to hear from you. Give us a comment. Anyway, with a team like Morecambe coming down, or one of the other clubs from the north, and I am conscious that I am about to make a hugely sweeping and potentially derogatory generalisation, but, you know, Morecambe are from Lancashire. I think they would like a pie, don't you? I don't think they want a vegan burger. I know all of that sort of stuff has been excluded and absolutely annihilated and removed from the menu now at the new lawn. It's only vegan food that is available, and apparently it's quite nice. It's just not my cup of tea, to be perfectly honest with you. If I'm going to a football match, I want a meat-based half-time savoury, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But I can't really imagine the likes of Morecambe or Bury or Blackburn Rovers or Blackpool or even Manchester United. You notice there's a slight inflective difference between a Manchester and a sort of pure Lancastrian accent. I always find that Mancunians sound a bit whiny. There's more of a nasal inflection to their voice, whereas those from the proper environs of Lancaster, like Blackburn, Rochdale, Bury, Accrington, it sounds like a litany of lower league clubs in England, doesn't it? You have to bear in mind, though, that the majority of lower league clubs in Lancashire did help become the edifice and the bedrock of the initial English league. So they are the backbone of the English league football, effectively. So that's why there are so many clubs in Lancashire, many of whom have never really been that successful in their careers, but they do have the honour and the fame and the claim to fame that they did set up. And they were the inaugural members, along with Notts County, of the English Football League. Anyway, a little bit of history for you there, a little bit of enlightenment, a little bit of the knowledge. You need to do the knowledge to be a proper cabbie, mate. You need to do the knowledge to be a proper FIFA 2018 career mode aficionado. Right, anyway, this point about vegan burgers, as I say, I would prefer a bit of meat. And I'm sure Morecambe and Bury and Rochdale and Accrington, I can just imagine Bertet Black Pudding heading down to Nailsworth. What's all this? I think I'll bring me own black pudding. Think I'll bring me own beef meat pie, me own oxo, me own bovril. What's this vegan nonsense? Hey, here at Rochdale, we don't serve vegan nonsense. It's a big black pudding or a meat pie, or you just don't eat. Anyway, I would love to hear from you if you have had experience of Forest Green Rovers' uniquely vegan experience. Okay, so we have this match today. We do have a bit of optimism in the squad today because we have a player returning from a long-term injury in the shape of Rhys Brown. You may recall that we suffered his loss on the very opening match of the season against Barnet. We won 3-0, but he picked up a rather severe injury. But he has recovered. I'm not going to risk him. He'll be cautiously and gently nurtured back into the squad. It will be a phased return for Rhys Brown. Ironically enough, he returns when we do have a vacancy on the left side because Wishart is injured, so he drops out of the squad. But he will be replaced by Morris, who is more than capable of filling in that left side of midfield berth. The rain is persisting down as Morecambe kick off. Here is Wilding, back to Rose, knocked forward by Muller. We're hoping that we can maintain our winning streak. I don't recall us winning 2 consecutive matches in a row this season, so hopefully we can take a double advantage, home advantage, and the fact that we did play some exceptionally fluid football in the second half, in particular against Stevenage. So we're hoping to build upon that momentum as Osborne knocks it into Morris. He's the man that comes in today for the injured Wishart. Also, Scott Laird was back fit and available and raring to go, but Alex Whittle has been in wonderful form. I don't think he deserves to lose his place, so we kept Alex Whittle at left back. Osborne on the edge of the box, and he's got an opportunity here, and he will try to crack it in, but Thompson deflects the ball away, and it loops high and out for a Forest Green throw. That's gone a bit further back than I think was intended, but anyway, we're retaining possession very ably, very composed stuff here. Ball into feet, nice passing, good movement. Here's Morris running at the defence. He's got a ball outside if he can slip it to him, and here's Whittle. Can he get the ball across? He can, and Roche just comes out to snatch the ball almost literally off Rhys Murphy's forehead. Whittle again, he seems to be motoring up and down that left hand side with impunity at the moment. Ball laid wide, but Broth comes in. Is that Broth or Brow? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. We'll go for Broth, shall we? And Campbell now, he's in a dangerous position for Morecambe. Rose dinks it into Oliver, nice swivel and outside of the foot from Oliver, and a lovely effort. That's a first time volley, and Sam Russell has to look smart and alert to turn that wide. Just look at that. Yeah, that's one the goalkeeper probably should be palming away and repelling, but we'll give Sam Russell a lot of credit. It's a good save, and it will make a fine camera photograph. Camera photograph? All these newfangled inventions, these newfangled camera photographs. That would make a fine photograph, an action pic on top of his mantelpiece. Here's Murphy. He's played the ball into James, and that is a great ball and a very intelligent run by James. What can he do? He's going to shoot, and he hits the other side of the crossbar, and Murphy can't make anything of the rebound as Broth comes over and takes radical contingency action for Morecambe and nods the ball, the rebound from the shot striking the bar, wide. Well, big chance there for Forest Green. Ball comes across, Murphy gets the header to it. Oh, nobody can get a foot on that, and just the slightest intervention there probably would have taken it beyond the Morecambe goalkeeper. Anyway, Wilding comes forward for Morecambe, so that's a shot apiece now. Very even game at the moment. Here's Smith, plays the ball through to Murphy. Murphy, nice turn, decides to shoot, but that's woeful, well wide of the target, not troubling the goalkeeper, I'm afraid. But yeah, look, James, superb chance for him. I'm just having a lovely sip of tea there. Lovely tar tea. Is that an expression that any of you are familiar with? A tarry biler? It means effectively a strong cup of tea in the Scottish vernacular, probably in Yorkshire as well. Anyway, it's a lovely cup of tea, a lovely strong cup of tea, a nice builder's cup of tea, just to wet the old whistle, moisten the old thrapple. Anyway, I've got my rain jacket on today. I'm going to be absolutely soaked in any event. That tea is nice. Very acceptable. Throw in Forest Green, Roberts. 21 minutes on the clock. 2 startling chances for both teams thus far. We've hit the underside of the bar. They have forced Sam Russell into a tip over the bar, and that's going to go astray. That's awful stuff from Forest Green. That's just lackadaisical. That's not really paying any attention at all. And we are inviting Morecambe onto us. Here's Thompson. He's got a crossing opportunity, and he takes a little shimmy there, goes to feint forward, and then bamboozles our defender and whips the ball in, and Alan Smith rather is not going to get to that. There's Murphy. Tidy play from Murphy. Osborne had the option of Morris, but that's intercepted again by Whittle, and he in turn loses the ball to Thompson. It's been a bit of a catalogue of errors in the last few moments. Both teams are trading dispossession with each other, but knocked on first time. I thought that was an error. I think it was an error, but it almost turned into a great goal. And there's Kamal Kırmızıgül. I'm assuming he's Turkish. I wonder... Oh, and a ball just trickles in. Nobody can get on the end of it, fortunately for Forest Green. And it dribbles out for a Forest Green goal kick. Yeah, the Turkish lad in the Morecambe team. I wonder how he is acclimatising to life in the northwest of England. That's assuming, of course, that he's not a native and he just has Turkish parentage, Turkish ancestry. Well, we'll just leave that there. Anyway, here's Roberts. Oh, that's a shot from Roberts, but straight into the midriff of Barry Roche. Comfortable enough save for the veteran Morecambe goalkeeper. We've gone 31 minutes on the clock, and it's still Forest Green 0, Morecambe 0. This game needs a bit of oomph, needs a bit of spice, needs somebody to take a risk and rampage forward and create some creative attacking opportunities, and we could do just that now as the ball finds Bennett, and Bennett is going to get to the byline, dinks the ball across. Oh, Murphy looked as though he was just about to unleash an effort, and that surely would have spun into the back of the net, but the Morecambe defender manages to intervene with his body and block the effort, and that was snuffed out even before Murphy realised that the opportunity was on. Campbell, good play by Campbell. Wildig gives it back to him, nice exchange of play, and Campbell has the opportunity, but his shot is far too high and it blazes over the crossbar, and Morecambe spurn another opportunity. 37 minutes on the clock. We're going short now, hoping to build up the play. Collins, that's a great ball, and Bennett can use his pace here to get free. Luke James is begging him for the ball, and there's a chance, but it's just beyond. I think that's Rhys Murphy, or is it James? Anyway, it's just beyond them, and Barry Roche is alive to the danger, and he comes pell-mell out of his goal to deny, and that's easy enough for Whittle. Lays it to Collins. Collins now to Bennett. Bennett looking for a pass inside. Here is Morris. He's at a tidy first half for us, there's no question about that. 4 minutes before the interval. Morris lays it in now. Here is Rhys Murphy. The run is on now from, is it Isaiah Osborne? He is through, and perhaps he was taken out there, but the referees decided that it's only a corner, and I think Morecambe have been given a bit of a let-off there. I think Isaiah Osborne had his legs clipped away from him at the last minute. Ball comes in. There's a chance now for the volley. Ooh, that's a decent enough strike, but it's probably well wide, probably further wide than we anticipated from our position here, but at least he's prepared to have a crack, at least he's prepared to have a pot, and it will be a goal kick to Morecambe. 2 minutes shy of the interval, still goalless here at the new lawn. Only 2 real chances to speak of, so it's a deal of equality there, because it's a chance that's fallen for each side. Smith, oh, he's brushed out of that, but that's a poor ball by Wildig. Just finds Roberts Downs now. He looks up, finds Collins, who probes the ball forward, looking for the run of Bennett, but it's cut out, and Morecambe could do something dangerous just on half-time. Downs flicks it over his head. Osborne completes the clearance, and here is Alan Smith. Dabs the ball now to Morris. Oh, it's good strength from Morris. Now he's got several options here. Can he thread it on? He will, but unfortunately he's played it straight to the Morecambe defender. As the referee brings a relatively uninspiring first half to a conclusion in the teeming rain here at the new lawn. I pity the people in the crowd who don't have any cover. They've got those little plastic rain mats that have been handed out to them almost as a token gesture. They won't keep you very warm. But half time, a chance apiece. We've hit the underside of the crossbar. Sam Russell has rather theatrically turned a Morecambe volley over the crossbar, but half time it is goalless. Let's have a look elsewhere in League 2. So I take my half-time cup of tea, and the boys have their orange segments and their half-time cup of tea, all very genteel and couthy, as they say in Scotland. Half-times, Accrington Stanley 0, Barnet 1, Chesterfield 0, Carlisle United 1, Colchester United 0, Crewe Alexandra 1, Grimsby Town 0, Cambridge United 1, Lincoln City 0, Crawley Town 0, Luton Town 0, Coventry City 1, Mansfield Town 1, Exeter City 1, Notts County 1, Newport County 1, and a tale of two counties, Port Vale 1, Swindon Town 0, Wycombe Wanderers 1, Cheltenham Town 1, and Yeovil Town 0, Stevenage 0. I don't think we'll make any changes at half-time. Alan Smith only seems to be capable of a half these days, but we'll give him 15 to 20 minutes at the start of the second half to see if he can exert any further authority on the game. As I have one last sip of tea and send the boys out for the second half and we kick off. Yeah, that Yeovil Town score at half-time was interesting. They're 0-0 with Stevenage at the moment. Stevenage were level at 0-0 with us last weekend, and then proceeded to lose 3-0. So a repeat of that result in favour of the home side. I'll rephrase that. I don't want Yeovil to win 3-0, because that would mean that we would still be behind them in terms of the playoff promotion places. or the playoff booths, if you want to call them that. So I'd rather Stevenage won. Even if Stevenage can nick a point off them, it's progress from our point of view, but it's all based and imperative and assuming that we get 3 points here, and we're in a bit of a pickle, and the volley comes in, but it skies over the bar. But we didn't really deal with that too well. A lot of players lunging in recklessly, and any sort of contact there, and the officials could have given an infringement, and hence I think that would have been a penalty. So we've got to be very careful in these circumstances. Collins plays the ball, tries to find Bennett, but that's a wasted pass, and Collins comes forward now for Morecambe, but he's going to be ushered. He's managed to find a way in his space for Rose, takes the shot, deflects, falls back for another Morecambe player who was Wildig, who can't get the foot or the shot away quickly enough, and somehow Forest Green Rovers survive, and it's booted away by Whittle. Launched up to Murphy. Smith loses out there. We'll give Smith maybe 5 more minutes before we replace him. I think he's done enough for today. Downs plays the ball forward. It's a good pass by Downs, rather fortuitously trickles through to Alan Smith, and he gets the ball wide to Bennett, and Bennett can now open up his legs and run, and this is a great run by Bennett. Surely he was infringed there. Surely that was an obstruction and a free kick, but the referee does not agree, and Campbell comes away with the ball for Morecambe. Oliver, nice pass inside, very incisive to Wildig, who I think brings Roberts down, but the referee's played the advantage. And will this be an advantage? Can we get on the end of this? We can't. Vinard is very calm and composed to tidy up that potentially dangerous situation for Morecambe. Well, it's an hour gone, and I think we'll make a change as Morecambe charge forward. Hopefully that will interrupt their rhythm. Now then, Alan Smith, I think you've done enough, so we shall bring the ubiquitous substitution into play. Charlie Cooper for Alan Smith. Let's hope that doesn't become too predictable over time. I think Morris has had a good game today, and that means we're going to have the return of Rhys Brown, one of our players with real potential, and he picked up a 3-month injury, a very severe injury, on the opening match of the season against Barnet, so he returns to first team action today, wide on the left. Certainly as a player with a big future ahead of him, and I do rate him very highly, so he will be nurtured back steadily and carefully into the first team fray. So the double substitution for Forest Green, Rhys Brown and Charlie Cooper replacing Jordan Morris and Alan Smith, and Morecambe make a change. Alex Kenyon comes on. I'm not quite sure. We'll get confirmation on who that was, who Kenyon replaced, in a moment or two. I didn't quite catch who it was. Muller, there we go. Whittle plays the ball forward. Now here is Rhys Brown. Good play by Brown, recovers the ball well, and that's a great pass by Brown into Cooper. We've missed that, and Cooper plays the ball forward now to Murphy. Cooper's continued his run. Murphy somehow gets the ball through to him, but it's all harried and hassled away by Morecambe, and it goes back ultimately to Barry Roche, and he launches the ball forward. Osborne, I'm not quite sure what happened there. He seemed to do a hop, skip and a jump and then completely missed the ball. Rhys Brown, great ball by Rhys Brown. That's a really good ball. Here's Luke James. He's got a lot of work to do on his own, and the Morecambe defender just elongates a leg and stabs in a foot and clears the ball. Downs. Game being played at a very sedate pace. Osborne out to Bennett. Tries to skewer that ball between two Morecambe defenders and fails, but that's a nice pass, and here's James, but he's dispossessed. Ball goes back to Cooper. Cooper now, he's got several runners ahead of him. It goes to Rhys Brown. Still Brown. Tries the shot, smashes it at the angle. It would have been better, I fancy, if he'd squared it, as Elliot Osborne comes on for Orestes Kimertozoglu. That's the second Morecambe change of the match. 19 minutes to go. Still duck eggs here. Still scoreless, but there's a good ball through to James. Can he get it through to his cohort Murphy? He can, and he scores. Goal, Forest Green Rovers. Eventually, the deadlock has been broken on the 72nd minute. Good interchange there between Rhys Murphy, who finished the move, and Luke James, who set it up. Let's just watch this again. Good pass in from Rhys Brown. Lovely ball in, just dabbed forward to Murphy, and that may have taken a very imperceptible deflection, a little nick, possibly a nick off the off the perineum of the Morecambe player, perhaps. Anyway, the ball is buried in the back of the net, and Forest Green Rovers have a very important goal to take them ahead. Rhys Murphy, 73 minutes on the clock. Can we now go on and win this match? Can we prevail? Can we hold on? We've restricted Morecambe to virtually nothing in the second half, so let's hope we can keep that going. And let's hope we can preserve this clean sheet. Good ball forward. Whittle can't run onto that. And Osborne in the centre circle, out to Campbell. He's been the one bright spark for Morecambe in the second half, Campbell, and this is a good run as he dinks that ball into the penalty area. Russell comes out and fists away, and now we can hit them on the counter-attack. This is where we are very productive, and it's Rhys Brown storming forward. Rhys Brown, still Rhys Brown. And eventually he runs out of energy and just topples forward. I don't think there was a foul there. That was just a case of running out of steam. Thompson now wide on the left. On the right rather from Morecambe, but Roberts intervenes and concedes the throw-in. Final change now for Morecambe. Stephen Old takes to the field. Patrick Broth makes way. McGowan with the throw. Thompson trying to... Oh, and he's found McGowan, and that could have been a dangerous ball, but Sam Russell was very adept and alert at coming out to claim it before Morecambe could put any significant pressure on. Murphy goes up well, and Rhys Brown cannons the ball forward first time and finds Luke James in a dangerous area. Luke James just tries to barge and bustle and charge his way through, but that ball eventually just rolls invitingly through to Roche in the Morecambe goal. 6 minutes to go. 1-0 to Forest Green, and can we hold on here? Rhys Brown's picked up a little knock. Perhaps we've rushed him back too soon, and there's an error, and Oliver, and a goal, and that is a self-inflicted wound, and Morecambe have scored a goal out of absolutely nothing. Rhys Brown had a little tweak. Roberts, who was so outstanding in the last match, makes the error, loses the ball, perhaps misjudges it in the wet conditions, and Sam Russell doesn't have a chance with that. That's neatly slotted in the corner, and Morecambe have possibly stolen a point. Well, that is incredibly disappointing. It's the inconsistency of Forest Green Rovers hitting us hardest just when we don't need it all over again. Osborne, can Murphy... Oh, he just can't get in there. Can he restore the advantage that we had and we threw away? We've got 2 minutes to go. That's a good pass. Decent cross now, Bennett. It is. It's a header. It was Rhys Brown and his own player blocked it. Oh my goodness me, and Murphy on the follow-up lashes it wide. I don't believe that. That looked easier to score. And what a profligate waste of a chance. Have we got one more chance in us? We're into the third. Well, we're into now injury time. The 90 minutes are up. And please don't score. Please don't score. Please don't score. Please stay alert. Oh my god. Oh, the ricochet just bounces off the Morecambe player, off his backside and into the grateful arms of Russell. Oh, we are doing everything to throw this game away. We were in complete control, and now we seem to be hell-bent upon self-destructing, and the ball comes in, and in the last minute it's blocked. And drama and excitement right up to the end as Morecambe have a corner. And they will put the pressure on. It's being exerted by Morecambe. They're turning the screw. It's a good corner. It's a header away by Murphy, and now the final whistle goes just as we are about to break. Well, we've thrown it away, folks. We've chucked it away. We were in a position of authority. We were in the lead. And then Mark Roberts slipped, fell to his knees, and Morecambe were in for an equaliser with about 2 minutes to go. Well, it's not 2 consecutive wins. That's not to be. That's very disappointing. There's the first highlight of the game, the first chance for Morecambe that Russell tips over the bar. Anyway, we'll move on. Bitterly disappointing. Although a draw based on those stats was probably a fair result, although we absolutely monopolised possession to a significant extent. So, let's just see, what was the Yeovil Town score? They drew 0-0. Oh, that's disappointing. So we have... I think everything remains as it was in terms of Forest Green Rovers trying to sneak into that final playoff position. We'll just take a look at the league table. So, at the top, Notts County have now a 4-point gap. Their lead has been cut to 4 points. Exeter City are in second place still on 30 points. Cheltenham Town move now into third place on 27 points. Luton Town drop into the playoff places with 26 points alongside Crawley Town and Yeovil Town. Now we face Crawley Town next, I believe, so that will be a very, very demanding fixture for us. The final playoff place is occupied currently by Swindon Town on 25 points. So, so 25 points. That's the tally that we need to beat at the moment, and we're down in 15th on 19 points. Okay, so we've actually gained a point on the team that is occupying the final promotion playoff place, and it's now been, Yeovil Town, Wickham, have been usurped, and Yeovil Town have moved up. So yeah, Swindon Town have now moved into the final place, and Swindon and Yeovil Town have moved up a place. So now, yeah, we've gained some ground. We're now 6 points adrift instead of 7. So every little helps, as a certain supermarket says. So we won't quibble too much over that. It's better than nothing. Okay, so if you enjoyed that, please give us a massive thumbs up. We do love the thumbs up just below the video. If you've got any comments on how you might churn Forest Green into a mean, lean, purring, winning and green machine, then please do leave a comment below. If you've ever had a vegan burger at the New Lawn, I'd love to hear from you. If you've ever gone down to the New Lawn with half a pound of mince, just for the jokes and the giggles, then please do let us know. Also, we have our complimentary FIFA 2012 career save. We're in Europe. It's a Bosman's holiday. We're with Anderlecht, and we're doing rather well in Belgium. Don't forget, Pyramid to Premiership continues tomorrow. We also have our Twitter feed for football fanaticism and frolics on Offside Pies. That's offside_pies. And don't forget to subscribe now to the YouTube video Bazza D 610 for more FIFA 2008 teen career thrills and spills and rapido action. Till the next time, thanks very much for watching Pyramid to Premiership. Back soon. Bye.